Hi guys, it's Mr. Dimitri. This is your Schoology overview video for the week of May 4th through May 10th, where I will, as I've done in previous weeks, walk you through the Schoology page for your requirements for the week of May 4th through May 10th. So we'll get into that here in just a moment. Do want to quickly go over a couple of things related to the exam before I get into the Schoology page. I'll be kind of sending the stuff out again to you guys throughout the course of next week, but basically I sat through a conference call on Wednesday night that kind of went over a lot of the details about the exam experience for you guys, and the College Board has released a fairly lengthy document that kind of goes through all the different requirements and sort of steps and answers the majority of the questions any teachers or even students have had about what it's going to be like sitting for the AP exam on May 21st for you guys. So part of what you're going to be doing this week is actually taking a look at that document and kind of going through it, and that way if you have any questions we can clarify them then. I do want to point out a couple of things, though, with the exam itself. So, beginning on Monday, May 4th, you guys will be able to access what is called a student demo of the exam. And it's going to be really important that you guys take some time throughout the course of the next few weeks and go to that demo at least once. I would prefer more than once. And what it's going to allow you to do, you'll be able to test your equipment and practice uploading whatever document you end up creating. Now, the AP exam itself, you're going to be able to use, and again, this is all covered in this exam testing guide here that I'm going to show you here in a moment, but you're able to use several different ways of getting your exam handed in. The recommended form would be to create a Word document or a Google Doc, and then save it to your computer, your laptop, whatever you're working on, and use that, and then you upload that directly onto the exam once you log in, or once before the 50-minute timer is up. You may also take a picture of a handwritten pages with your phone, and then you'd have to email or get those pictures somehow from your phone to your computer where you could upload them, or if you're going to open the exam directly on your phone, if you choose to do it that way, you could then simply take a picture of it and you'll be able to upload the pictures right off of your phone. But then, of course, you're at a situation, I guess you'd use a tablet or an iPad to do the same thing as well. You're at a situation where you're not going to be able to see the documents as big. The benefit of having a laptop or a desktop is that you can have multiple windows open and kind of resize them, one being the size, one showing the exam documents and the prompt, and one being your browser or your window that you're going to be typing in, whether it's a Word document, a Google Doc, or something else. So a lot of that stuff is covered in these testing guides, but again, beginning on Monday, and I'll send the stuff out throughout the week, you'll be able to go on to a demo and begin practicing that. There's a lot of details about what you guys need to do for preparing for it, and it's all covered in there. So let's take a look through what we're going to be doing this week, and we'll go kind of quickly here. I feel like you guys are getting the system down at this point. Most of you are getting all your work handed in on time, and the things you have handed in are looking pretty good. Those thesis statements and context statements from last weekend were overall really good. I provided you guys all some feedback on those, so you want to take a look at that. A lot of your supporting evidence paragraphs that you wrote for the Heimler DBQ session number 1 have looked really good as well, so I think we're in a really good spot moving forward. So main thing this week is you're going to pull everything together, and at the end of the week you're going to write your first full DBQ for the new exam. We'll go over how you're going to do that. I'm not going to read you all this stuff here, but I'm also not assigning a lot of document work this week, but I'm highly recommending you guys begin practicing some DBQ work on your own. Okay? You can click on this link here, and it takes you to the old exams, every free response question from 2018 going back to 2002. And if you click on the free response questions here, you'll see the 2018 ones open. You'll have to scroll through it to get to the DBQ because it will include the SAQ, LEQ, and DBQs together. But you can go back and look at, all the years, 2015, 14, going back all the way to 2002. And although these have different numbers of documents, not 5, it's a good opportunity to practice working with documents. So I'm encouraging you guys to continue doing work on your own beyond what I assign if you really want to be prepared for the exam. Your focus on content this week will be reviewing Unit 5, which is on revolutions. It gets into the political revolutions and the Enlightenment thinking that kind of caused those, as well as the Industrial Revolution and the consequences of that Industrial Revolution, including not just the production of goods, but the economic results as well, with the introduction of socialism and Marxism, or what we call communism, and the new factory systems and all those things. So here you go. Monday, you're going to watch PowerPoint I made. I did make a PowerPoint and I narrated it, and basically it's me walking you through the basics of the DBQ. You can access that video by clicking here. It's posted on YouTube. You're also going to read over the College Board Testing Guide on Monday. It's a pretty long document, as I said, but what it's going to do is, and again, it's quite a few pages. Not all of it's necessary for you, but you definitely want to take some time. It says 51 pages. Trust me, it only took me about 15 minutes to go through. You're going to want to look through this and take a look at everything that's in here. Here's everything in there about your AP exam ticket. You want to know how you get into the AP exam on May 21st? Here's your answers. Here are steps you should take before the exam day. Here's what's going to help you be successful on exam day. Here's information about scores, credit, and placement. So as you go through this, it's got all your questions answered for the most part, and it really does a great job of explaining it. Now, Steve Heimler also put together a video that's kind of about all this stuff, and we will be going through that over the course of the week as well. I'll be posting that for you. But on Monday, I want you guys to read through this document here and jot down any questions that you have. There's no assignment due for Monday. Tuesday, you're going to watch the Heimler history video. He posted one that's called What's the Difference Between a 2, a 5, and a 10 on the DBQ? And there are 3 exams that were written by another AP World teacher who's kind of on the Mount Rushmore of the AP World teachers. Eileen Barzanoff is her name. And she wrote up a exam DBQ, one that would have gotten a 2, one that would have gotten a 5, one that would have gotten a 10. He kind of takes you through showing you the differences. So you can click there to access his video. You have a couple of discussion questions to answer about that video by Wednesday morning. So you're going to watch it and then go to the discussion and reply with your questions. Focus on key concept review sections or key concepts 5.3, 4, and 5 on Tuesday. Wednesday, I got another video. Stephanie Gorgeous, another really well-known AP World teacher who's been doing it for a long time, posted a video called AP Top 10 Tips for 2020. Basically, it goes over some of the tips for preparing and getting ready for exam day. And what you guys are going to do is you're going to develop what is known as a AP testing plan. And that's an assignment you're going to do where basically you're going to explain to me what is your plan? Where are you taking the exam? How do you plan to maintain quiet environment, distraction-free? What kind of device are you planning to take it on? All those sorts of things are what you need to be doing. So you're going to go through that on Wednesday and develop that AP testing plan and turn that in. You're also going to focus on key concepts 5.6 and 7. Thursday, there's another AP document the College Board released that is a checklist for you guys to have. And this is something you're going to want to definitely have. If you have the ability to print it, great. If not, you definitely want to save this and be able to look it over. But you're going to fill this out. It's not required for anything, but it's a great way to make sure you are doing all the things, a checklist of things you need to be doing prior to the exam and preparing yourself for the exam. Okay, it gives you a lot of good recommendations during the exam. It's got information about, if you get logged off or something like that happens, that's all in here. So you want to, again, read this all over and jot down any questions you have for me, and we can clarify them. So that'll be on Thursday. And then the other thing you're going to do Thursday is you're going to read over the documents for the Unit 5 DBQ, which is about reactions to industrialization, how do different societies react to the concept of industrialization. And you're going to be using those documents in the DBQ you write on Friday. Continue reviewing key concepts 5.8 through 10 on Thursday. And then over the weekend, or on Friday, your big assignment for the week is to write a full DBQ on the Unit 5 reactions to industrialization. Now, it's going to be submitted as what's called a quote-unquote quiz on AP or on Schoology, but it's not a quiz. It's just the format I put it in, so I can kind of break up the different sections. I'll show you that here in a second. Those got to be submitted to me by Sunday night, by 11:59 Sunday. And then lastly, you're going to watch the Heimler History Unit 5 video and submit, again, the notes like you've been doing over the course of the past few weeks by Sunday night as well. So you really have 4 things to do. You have the notes for Heimler's unit review due by Sunday. You have the full DBQ due by Sunday. You have to turn in your AP testing plan by Thursday morning, and you have to do your discussion questions by Wednesday morning. Okay, so that's the overview of the week. Let's take us into the folder here again and show you what's all in here. Here's a link to my DBQ Basics PowerPoint. If you do click on it, it should take you to the YouTube page that has my PowerPoint of me narrating it. So we'll have that going on Monday. You got the testing guide I showed you there. Here's the video for Heimler, difference between the 2, 5, and 10. Here's your discussion questions. And again, discussion questions, basically when you open it up, I have 2 questions posted. You're going to write your comments in the box there, answer them, and a few sentences to each question only is all that I'm looking for, and post those. So that'll be done. As we go down more, here's the link to the top 10 tips for taking the 2020 DBQ. Here's where you'll develop your AP testing plan. Again, the assignment is due by Thursday morning at 8 a.m., and you'll answer these 4 questions as you kind of form a plan of what you're going to do. And the plan's going to be a lot about the logistics behind how you plan to do this. to make sure you're thinking about those things and preparing yourselves, because it'll be about 2 weeks from the day you turn this in when you take the exam. And then finally, as we go down here, we have the AP World Exam checklist I showed you, and here's your DBQ. Here are the documents and the prompt, so we'll open up the PDF first. And what you're going to do is write a full DBQ following the guidelines we've been going over that responds to the prompt of develop an argument that evaluates the extent to which reactions to industrialization differed between 1850 and 1915. So how did the way people reacted, societies react, differ to industrialization during that period? And you have the 5 documents. One's from the Ottoman Empire, one's a British ambassador. You have a memorial written by a Chinese scholar to the emperor. You have a Russian finance minister, so a Russian government official, and a secret letter to the Tsar. And lastly, you have a image here. Okay, this is in the Industrial Worker. It's published in the United States. So you want to take a look at all those on Thursday. Make sure you understand them. Make sure you jot down your notes about them. And then Friday, ultimately, is when you're going to write the DBQ. And the way you're going to write the DBQ is, again, I published it as a quiz right here. Actually, let me point this out. Here's the Heimler Unit 5 review video notes and his the assignment and his links there. So here's how you're going to do this. You're going to write up your DBQ. And yours is going to look more like this when you see it here. There's some pretty lengthy instructions here. You're going to read them over. You're going to write up the full essay, whether you handwrite it or type it. Doesn't matter to me, but ultimately what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste or type in. If you handwrite, you're going to have to, after you're done writing it, you have to type in your responses into the quiz here. But basically, it's going to be a full-length DBQ. I want you to try and allow yourself 45 minutes or so to plan and write it. See if you can do it in that time period, because that's what you're going to have on the exam day. You want to make sure that you're not taking, an hour and a half to write this. You want to kind of speed it up, become more efficient with it. So what you'll end up doing is you'll break down the 4 parts: contextualization, thesis and argument, and then body paragraphs 1 and 2 into 4 separate parts. So when you start a new attempt, okay, what it's going to look like the quiz is you're going to have question 1 is going to be contextualization. So basically I want you to put your entire context statement, your introduction. It should be several sentences that you wrote in the beginning is going to go in here. Okay? And then you're going to copy and paste your thesis and argument statement into this box, or type it in if that's what you prefer to do. But again, this is not going to be choppy statements. This is your full essay. You're just putting, various parts in different parts of the quiz here. Meaning you're not going to just, jot down notes. This is a full written essay that's just broken up into pieces to separate them out for me for grading them. Your entire first body paragraph, which should be supporting the topic sentence of your first your argument number 1, including all the documents and the evidence from the documents to support that, goes here. And then question 4 is where you're going to put in body paragraph number 2, which is essentially your support of your second argument. And remember, these paragraphs should begin with a topic sentence that is essentially saying what the argument you're making is about the different reactions to industrialization, and then all the documents that support it, explaining them and proving how they, sort of back up your argument you're making. So that's how you'll do the full DBQ, and that's due by Sunday night at midnight. So that's really the full week ahead. And again, I just want to really stress that you guys need to be continuing to practice as much as you can on your own and reviewing as much as you can on your own. And throughout the course of the week, I will be sending out several more links to different videos. If you have not watched those College Board videos I sent out a couple days ago, basically they were created by the College Board, and they kind of take you through a lot of the same stuff you'll see in these handbooks that they released, but in video form. Definitely worth watching that. You guys want to make sure you know all the sort of logistical side of things before May 21st rolls around, okay? If you guys have any questions as you're working on this stuff, make sure you don't hesitate to email me or text me, and we will kind of go over the stuff. We will have a Monday Schoology conference at 9 a.m. It's not required again. If you guys want to participate, you may. It'll be, again, a lot of the exact same stuff I'm talking about right now, so it's not mandatory, but if you have questions or want clarification, you can join that, okay? Have a great weekend. It's Friday afternoon for me here, so have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all on Monday morning if you join. If not, keep in touch with questions that you have. Thanks, guys.